Welcome to Startups. I'm your host, Aiden Spark. Today on Startups, what if the very thing that traumatized you could become the key to healing millions? Today, we uncover how one man's darkest memories fueled a revolutionary approach to mental health care, but the price of that transformation might shock you. The half-eaten apple sits forgotten on a wooden table, its flesh browning in the dim light. Through the thin walls of a cramped apartment, you hear muffled sobs punctuated by crashes. A 10-year-old boy huddles in the corner, textbook clutched to his chest like armor. This isn't just another scene of childhood trauma. This is the moment Dylan Beynon began his journey from victim to visionary. You know those pivotal moments that split your life into before and after. For Dylan, it was watching traditional mental health care fail his family spectacularly. His mother's schizophrenia and addiction created a hurricane of chaos that eventually claimed both her life and his sister's. The system wasn't just broken, it was deadly. Most children in Dylan's situation might have crumbled. Instead, he transformed his pain into fierce determination. Every perfect grade, every academic achievement became a lifeline pulling him towards something better. You might recognize this pattern, success as a shield against suffering. By high school graduation, he was valedictorian with a full scholarship to Wharton. On paper, it looked like triumph over tragedy. But you know better, don't you? External success rarely heals internal wounds. Despite his stellar achievements, Dylan carried an invisible burden. Survivor's guilt wrapped around his shoulders like a lead blanket. Why had he escaped when his mother and sister couldn't? The prestigious Wharton degree and promising career trajectory felt hollow against the void left by their deaths. You might have felt this too, that gnawing sense that no amount of conventional success can fill the holes trauma leaves behind. Then came the moment that would reshape Dylan's understanding of healing. In 2009, during his college years, he encountered MDMA therapy. For the first time, he experienced what genuine emotional relief felt like. The rigid walls he'd built around his trauma began to soften. If you've ever had a breakthrough that completely shifted your perspective, you understand the profound nature of this revelation. But this wasn't just about personal healing, it was about possibility. Dylan found himself straddling two worlds. In one, he was the successful Wharton graduate on a conventional path to success. In the other, he was discovering the transformative potential of psychedelic medicine, a field still shrouded in stigma and legal complications. You might know this tension, when you glimpse a truth that could help others, but the path to sharing it seems impossibly complex. Rather than choose between worlds, Dylan began questioning the entire mental health care paradigm. He started documenting his experiences with various therapeutic approaches, meticulously noting what worked and what didn't. The pain that had once threatened to destroy him was transforming into purpose. Have you felt that shift, when personal suffering becomes fuel for meaningful change? By 2018, Dylan had experienced another breakthrough through ketamine therapy. This time, he didn't just want to document it, he wanted to democratize it. Mindbloom was born in New York City, a stark contrast to the chaotic apartment of his childhood. But this wasn't just another startup. It was a mission to prevent others from experiencing the devastating losses his family had endured. If you're enjoying Startups, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, Become an Innovation Engine. Steal exact frameworks of billion-dollar breakthroughs like Netflix and Tesla. Now, back to the episode. Then came 2020. The pandemic forced Mindbloom to completely reimagine its approach. The clinic doors closed, but Dylan refused to abandon those who needed help. You know that moment when everything you've built seems to be crumbling? That's where innovation is born. Mindbloom pivoted to telehealth, a radical move that could either save or destroy everything they'd built. The Bloombox emerged from this crisis, a carefully designed at-home treatment kit that symbolized hope, delivered directly to people's doorsteps. Think about that for a moment. The same treatments that had saved Dylan were now accessible to people in their own homes. Of course, innovation attracts opposition. Pharmaceutical companies questioned the approach. Regulatory bodies raised concerns. Traditional medical establishments pushed back. Dylan found himself defending not just a business model, but a fundamental belief about healing. When you're disrupting an established system, resistance isn't just likely, it's inevitable. But data speaks louder than doubt. Mindbloom's research revealed that 89% of clients showed improvement after just 4 sessions. These weren't just statistics. They were stories of transformation, of people finding hope after years of despair. Just as Mindbloom was gaining momentum, life delivered another cruel twist. Dylan's father began experiencing suicidal thoughts. The same darkness that had claimed his mother and sister now threatened his only remaining parent. You might understand this moment of terror, when history threatens to repeat itself despite everything you've done to prevent it. This time was different. The tools Dylan had spent years developing were there to help. His father received treatment through Mindbloom and survived. Sometimes the most powerful validation comes from saving the people closest to us. Today, Mindbloom facilitates over 275,000 treatment sessions annually. But numbers don't tell the real story. The real story lives in the countless individuals who, like Dylan's father, found hope when traditional treatments failed them. It lives in the transformation of trauma into purpose. Here's what Dylan's journey reveals. Your deepest wounds can become your greatest gifts to the world. Not through denial or escape, but through conscious transformation. The question isn't whether you've experienced pain, we all have. The question is, how will you use it? Look at your own struggles. What if they're not obstacles to overcome, but fuel for something greater? What if your unique perspective, shaped by your challenges, holds the key to helping others in ways no one else can? That half-eaten apple from Dylan's childhood, it's no longer a symbol of despair. Today, it represents the unfinished work of healing, not just personal healing, but societal transformation. Through Mindbloom, Dylan isn't just treating symptoms. He's challenging our entire approach to mental health care. Your wounds don't have to define your future. They can inspire your mission. The world needs your perspective, shaped by your unique experiences. What will you do with your pain? How will you transform it into purpose? Remember, sometimes the most powerful breakthroughs come from the darkest places. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning to bloom. On the next episode of Startups, Dylan Beynon's journey with Mindbloom reveals the monumental effort required to bring psychedelic therapy into the mainstream. But what happens when the drive for accessible mental health care stems from an even deeper, more personal wellspring? Prepare to witness a story of resilience unlike any other this week. Imagine battling a rare autoimmune disease while simultaneously pioneering change in the mental health industry. The next episode unveils a founder whose fight for well-being began with their own body, then expanded to revolutionize treatment for countless others. How does personal struggle fuel a mission to transform an entire industry? Stay tuned, because this is a story you absolutely cannot miss. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course. Become an innovation engine. 7 days, $7 billion frameworks. Transform from idea person to startup innovator by learning the exact playbooks that built Netflix, Tesla, and SpaceX. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/su. Thanks for watching.